You're listening to Liberty Lampoon episode number 26 with Michael and Aaron, as well as a special guest, very, very special guest, General Mattis, now Secretary of Defense, General Mattis. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day. Liberty Lampoon is here to rub your belly. Not really.
Can't explain all the feelings that you're making me feel. My heart's in overdrive and you're behind the steering wheel. Touching you, touching me, touching you, got you touching me. I believe in a thing called love, just listen to the rhythm of my heart. There's a chance we can make it now, when we look into the sun goes down. I believe in a thing called love.
You're listening to Liberty Lampoon with Michael and Aaron. Liberty Lampoon is where we lambaste politicians, public figures, policies, and print, all from a libertarian perspective. There, Michael.
Liberty Lampoon.
Liberty Hampoon. It's good to be back. It is so good to be back in town. Michael's back in town.
Yep. The boys are back in town.
Oh, that's a good choice. Good thing I downloaded that earlier so that I could use it in the podcast.
Oh, fancy.
We have yet to get a cease and desist letter from any of the old, NWA people. So I think everything's going to be fine. Yeah. Maybe I'll find a way to put it in there again.
I mean, we're not saying in any way that we've created it.
Yeah.
We're just saying that, we really relate to these songs.
And we make no money off of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're not making shit.
Anyways, so this week we got a pretty special show. There's a lot of stuff that we want to talk about. Want to welcome once again LRN.FM, IPM Nation, and of course FPRN.
Yep,
of course,
FPRN.
So this episode is going to get kind of ridiculous. There's a lot of ridiculous stuff. First, I want to talk a little bit about Betsy Devos. So let me think about this. People are losing their mind over Betsy DeVos existing, and now that she's been confirmed, I've been seeing pictures of her next to the woman from Harry Potter, the really bitchy woman,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Pictures of her next to her. I'm like, well, one's a movie star.
What's her name?
The other one's a billionaire. I think I'll pick billionaire. No, first of all, I wouldn't say that we like her, right?
Yeah, I mean, I
don't even really know her.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of her, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. She doesn't scare me at all.
People are like, oh, she's bad for education. And she actually, at least at the national level, yeah, she might be bad for education.
Yeah, but who cares?
Yeah.
That shouldn't... This is what I'm saying. The same dangers still exist. These are the same dangers you get when you centralize control over public education.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
No matter what. And we've been talking about this a lot. I keep slapping my leg. I need to stop. Okay, so let me get this straight. You're not mad because the Department of Education, that's only been around since the 70s, and based on empirical evidence, literacy rates have declined since then. Mm-hmm. You're mad because you think that the chosen boss for that retarded position will mess everything up. What do you do in a situation like that? Maybe get rid of the position, you idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I don't understand. It always comes back down to this. You know what I mean? Like where we look at it, and if Hillary would have won and she would have appointed, some leftist Democrat to the position, I would have felt the same way. But Republicans would have lost their minds too, right?
Yep.
The position shouldn't exist. That's where I'm at, I mean, what do you think, Michael? Yeah. It's I've heard constitutional scholars say it's unconstitutional.
Yeah, and people make the big fuss about how she's not qualified to to be the
Nobody's qualified.
yeah, and
These who's qualified for centralized? Oh my God.
Helena Carter. That's it. That's who you're talking about from Harry Potter. That's the actress.
Oh my God, that's what you've been Googling this whole time?
Yep.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
So, anyways, well, we may be talking to people who've never seen Harry Potter before. Anyways,
Good radio. Good radio.
yeah.
You actually did a good thing.
Thank you. But like, of course, she's not qualified to be the head of the education department because, in actuality, no one's really qualified to be the head of the education department.
You remember? I posted yesterday. It's not the end of the world. Just maybe the end of the Department of Education, or in other words, an unconstitutional and clearly outdated system, as well as an insane idea given that the curricula or advancement of 80 million students across 3.7 million square miles and nearly 100,000 schools can't possibly all be the same.
Yeah, because like even if someone was like, you know, an awesome teacher at a certain school,
right,
or maybe they were a principal or the director of the district or whatever, no two schools are the same.
No
two districts are the same.
No.
And so even if this person, you know, in whatever, in their school setting, did really well, just because they did well there doesn't mean they're going to do well at the national level. Because think about how many states, 50 states obviously, but
oh, there's 50? My bad.
or,
I've been writing 47 for a long time. I don't know what year that was,
but anyway, so like of all the states and then all of the districts within each of those states and how each state runs their whole education program and that kind of stuff, you know,
it's absurd.
It is very absurd. And if she weakens the Department of Education at the federal level, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't even care. I mean, I think it's kind of like this. Hey, Michael, I'm so glad you came. This meeting is to discuss something of dire consequences. We've created a position in government, and the only goal of this position is to make sure children get the education that we determine is valuable. Now, we trust people a lot. There's no way that anyone will ever come in and want to base the curriculum on Mein Kampf. No way. Oh, but one more thing. It's going to be based entirely on the will of the majority via democracy and then based on executive fiat. I'm sorry. No way this goes wrong, though.
And see, you know, not to interrupt your meeting, but another thought I had was like, people are like, you know, our students aren't smart anymore. We don't lead the world. And think
we don't.
Well, yeah, I know that. But think about like going back to like the 50s and into the 60s, like the space race and everything like that, where, you know, America, we're pretty much kings of the world and making ungodly technological advances and having some of the smartest people in the world come from our country. And that was all prior to the Department of Education ever being established.
But even then, it is also important to like make a note that a lot of the great minds behind some of the world's greatest achievements and accomplishments, no school, dropouts. You know what I mean?
Or
why do you think that is?
Read, or
why do you think that is? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're savants. But
yeah. Well, no, it's not just that. I mean, Steve Jobs, right? Didn't he drop out?
Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg.
So these are people
Bill Gates.
But what I'm saying is they're not getting what they need. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's my point. So like people who are freaking out about the Department of Education, I think really are unfounded. It's an unfounded fear because like you and I have talked before, like you are a huge critic of going to college.
I'm a huge critic of any public sector schooling, not education.
Well,
I'm not using that word.
And I think if education at the national level was essentially just broken apart, it would give more the states could determine exactly what they want to do and how they want to do it. So if like in Oklahoma, if they're going to be irresponsible with it, then they're going to be irresponsible with it. If like in Texas, if they're going to be responsible with it, then they're going to be responsible with it. But they'll have more money to do as they choose with, so they can have more, technical schools, or, the schools that schools designed to appeal to certain people, like Bill Gates, for example. He dropped out of Harvard and just pursued the whole computer thing. Well, someone could come up with a school, that focuses, and I'm sure they're out there. Actually, I know they're out there, but that focuses specifically on, that. Well,
my whole thing has always been that it's not necessarily, look, if they break, the Department of Education should not exist. Okay, if we had the equivalent of that here at the state level in Oklahoma, I would feel better, but I still wouldn't feel the same if I'm being forced to pay into the system that I don't want to use, because it always comes back down to, in my head, you can teach a child math with 50,000 hours in a public school with 32 kids.
Yeah.
But you can also teach a child in 80 hours with one-on-one time the same curriculum. And they will have mastered it in 80 hours as compared to 50,000. So that just to me shows it has nothing to do with the school itself. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with the teacher.
Yeah.
It's just impossible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're asking an impossible task.
Yeah, and it really, to try to like coordinate schooling and finances for budgets and that kind of stuff for schools and education programs and that kind of stuff, I think be a lot better managed at the state level than at the national level. Yeah. But then again, our own goddamn state is the counter argument to that, because look at our own fucking state.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything, because we have the centralized federal government there, and they're not able to stop it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't actually. It's not an actual argument.
And I think I've mentioned this before, and because, man, I can't get over how irresponsible our state is in the Capitol, because just like from my time at the university that I attend, there are some really smart, really intelligent people that the state attracts to come to our universities and upper level education, but the state does a horrible job at keeping them. And so,
well, another thing too that I kind of wanted to tie this into was the whole presidency thing. I heard this analogy somewhere, and I can't remember where I heard it now, but a child is scared of the boogeyman, right? Mm-hmm. The boogeyman isn't real. He doesn't exist, but the kid's fear is real, right? If your kid comes into my room, if Gideon comes into my room tonight, and he jumps into bed with me and he's scared because there's a monster in his closet. There's not a monster in his closet. Okay, I know that there's not a monster in his closet, but he is scared to death of that monster in the closet, right?
Okay.
I'm just relating that to the presidency, okay?
Okay.
People went out and protested Donald Trump immediately, started calling him a fascist immediately.
He hasn't done anything yet.
He hasn't really, well, I mean,
now he
has. But at the onset, he hadn't. And even some of the things that he's done already, stricken down. Technically, the system is working the way that they say that it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I have no qualms saying that it's going to happen anyways. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Eventually, the things that he wants to get done will get done one way or another. And more bad things will happen. But he's no different than Barack Obama, because, I saw people freaking out about some of the drone strikes that have been happening with Donald Trump.
Yeah. Yep.
It's important to remember that Donald Trump is doing the same thing as Obama. He's just carrying on the same missions or whatever.
Yeah.
And Obama, by the way, had a secret kill list. I don't know if you remember that or not. He killed the first president to drone bomb a American civilian. Oh, and then my bad. I forgot about this. I forgot to mention this. I don't know if you saw that Donald Trump took out the American citizen's sister, 8-year-old sister.
Yeah,
Gone.
Yeah, and then now because it's Donald Trump, everybody's like, "Whoa, we're
I
killing
can't even
American
believe
citizens."
this. Yeah.
See, and that's another.
I'm just saying because I don't want to like jump in because the next topic is kind of about war and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump into that. I was just saying, I'm just trying to lay the groundwork for saying, like, your fear is unfounded here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And
you don't need to freak out just yet.
Did you have the travel ban on the list there?
No, I don't.
Okay, good, because that's something I've been really thinking about, is that with this whole travel ban and limiting the number of people coming in from these certain countries, which is constitutional, and the president does...
It's constitutional for the president to be able to do what he wants.
Yes. And if people are upset about that, thank George Bush and Barack Obama.
Because they both did it, by the way.
Yes.
And actually, if I remember it correctly, there's been several presidents who have done it in the past, maybe a majority of them.
Yeah.
So, just worth mentioning.
And anyways, so like that whole thing has taken off and people are protesting the ban and that kind of stuff, and like because they think it's like either immoral or it's wrong that somehow these people who are not citizens of this country somehow have protected rights under the Constitution of this country, when in actuality the Constitution doesn't actually apply to them because they're not citizens of this country. So anyways, that...
Well, wait. Hold on a second. Nobody's alleging that they have rights to come into this country.
There are some people that are alleging that.
Okay.
Some groups.
Now
some
they do have rights.
Oh yeah, they have rights. But,
I'm saying that they don't have any right to come into the country as guaranteed by a status document.
Yes.
They don't.
Yes.
Okay.
And like they
it's my opinion that they should be allowed to come in here. I don't think that the government should bring people in. I don't think that the government should force people out. That's just my opinion.
Well, no, I agree, but I'm just saying, like, currently, as it is, they have no constitutional rights. Yes.
There you go.
And so there's huge protests about people who are not protected by the Constitution, okay? They're citizens of other countries and not of this country, and they're not protected under the Constitution. But and people are up in arms and protesting, and
Madeleine Albright,
yeah, all that.
She's worth mentioning. She said that she wants to add her name to the list of Muslims, even though she said on TV that she thought it was worth it that 500,000 Iraqis were killed by U.S. sanctions.
Yeah, she can blow.
She said anyways, it was worth it.
Well, my point is that
sorry,
like people are all upset, and they're only upset really because it's Trump. Had President Obama done this, people would have been like, "Oh, he's protecting us," whatever. But because it's Donald Trump, everybody's up in arms, and there was no protest.
It doesn't.
No one blinked an eye. No one blinked an eye when President Obama signed an executive order to allow our military to kill citizens who are protected by the Constitution.
Right.
And so now it's
nobody batted an eye when there was a secret kill list of American citizens in foreign countries who are fighting for ISIS or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No due process.
Yeah.
No habeas corpus. None of that shit. And no one blinked an eye. And I'm just standing back, looking at the whole situation and thinking, does no one else see how incredibly fucked up this is? Yeah.
Right.
And it's just total horse shit. And,
But see, here's the thing. Acknowledging these things, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What does it matter?
People
it doesn't.
don't care. Yeah.
People don't care at all. And in fact, this is kind of like, I mentioned this in like either last episode or the one before, that this sucks for me so bad because I've never been a libertarian in the moment whenever it was the regimes changed.
Yeah.
And now I'm watching it and looking at both sides. I mean, both. And 100%.
Yeah.
At how
They're
they
just
literally...
hypocritical,
they just completely drop
shit.
They drop everything that they were just talking about. I hated Obama because of his executive actions. That's what I heard Republicans say, right? And then all of a sudden, I don't care. Trump can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
What?
The Republican leadership is jerking off Donald Trump under the fucking desk while he's signing these fucking orders.
It's unbelievable. It's hard for me to even like talk about it just because I don't even know what the point is.
Yeah.
What is the point? What do we get out of talking about it?
What really pisses me off too is that at no point during the election were either party anti-war, and Hillary Clinton was even more for going into war than Donald Trump is.
Yeah.
And then now that Donald Trump is in office, all of a sudden the anti-war fuckheads come out and they're pounding their drums and all this bullshit. And I'm like, where were you the last fucking 8 years? And they're like, oh, President Obama is great. We've had 8 years of peace, blah, blah, blah. You want to know about Peace Prize, just like the guys on Part of the Problem we're talking about earlier in the week. He's the only president who's been at war his entire goddamn fucking time in office.
Yeah, and like you got to realize that he has perpetrated some of the stuff that no other president has perpetrated.
Yep.
Like literally, he can say that he can literally say that there's hardly any U.S. casualties during this war. Right. Mm-hmm. He can say that, and then usually that satisfies the anti-war left. Not the anti-war movement, the anti-war left.
Yeah.
They don't say anything about that because there's no U.S. troops dying. There's no fear of a draft. But then whenever, it's like, it just doesn't make any sense because there's all these other people dying over there. You know, 26,000 cruise missiles, and they just announced on like Military Times or something like that, that was they're undershooting how many bombs have been launched.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And see, and President Obama was like, we're gonna end the wars and blah 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 blah. We still have fucking troops in Afghanistan. We have like just under 10,
why are we going? It's so crazy.
Just under 10,000 troops.
Didn't restore habeas corpus. Didn't shut down Guantanamo Bay. Didn't
in the
wars. Didn't bring back our troops.
And somehow he's the best fucking president we've ever had. I don't give a shit what color he is or where he fucking came from.
Now I'm gonna go into what is this? Sean Hannity mode.
Oh.
If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor.
Your guilty pleasure.
If you like your plan, you can keep your plan. God, somebody needs to put him out of his misery.
Yeah. I mean, dude, and now,
and I'm getting accused of being a doomsday, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, doomsday soothsayer or whatever. Look, it's not that I'm a doomsday soothsayer. I'm saying you need to change your life. You know what I mean? You need to change things on your own.
At least acknowledge the similarities, or the inconsistencies of what these fuckheads in a special city on one coast are saying. And compared to what they're actually doing.
Right. Exactly.
Goddamn elitist bastards.
They're so stupid, dude. It's so crazy, though, because, like, this is a poor term because it's a right-wing alt-right term or whatever, but like after getting red pilled and then sitting back, I just can't even believe it. Like I knew that they were hypocrites and scumbags, but it's just insane for me to see it flow from the top where, these elites see it flow down to the seeds at the bottom, the roots, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The freaking, the peon Republicans who I've had a lot of respect for some of them and some of the leftists too. Mm-hmm. And then I see them like post a story. I'm like, bullshit. And then I see the left post a story. I'm like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Oh wait, hypocrisy.
Yeah.
And it just floods over me. And I'm like, and I can't say anything because I won't have any friends anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I can literally just be like, pew, 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 hypocrite.
And just shoot everyone down.
Yeah.
But, and I was thinking about this earlier in the week about how, like, I was in early middle school when 9/11 happened, right?
Right.
And then we go to war a year and a half later. And then, like, I graduate high school, wait a couple years, then join the Marine Corps, and then go off to war. And now, like, there were, like, here in the next couple years, if we're still in Afghanistan and we're still sending Marines and whatnot over there, there will be kids who weren't even alive when September 11th.
No. That's already happened. That's already happened because I remember hearing about that.
No, they're not old enough to join yet because 2001.
No. Is it? No,
it's 2017.
I thought it was kids who were.
There were kids who were like babies when 9/11 happened.
I remember it was recently that I heard that there's like kids who don't remember who were alive when 9/11 happened or whatever. Oh man, I don't know. I don't. Well, it doesn't matter. This doesn't matter.
It goes to the point I'm trying to make. Like kids like Gideon, who have no clue. If a terrorist attack happened, it would freak him out. He wouldn't know.
Right. And it's as old to it's going to be in his mind the way that Pearl Harbor is in our minds.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, okay. So
maybe better graphics, but whatever, same thing.
So my point is that kids who don't remember 9/11, who don't understand it or whatever, and they grow up, they join the military, they're going off and fighting war right now.
Oh, in the same war.
And somehow we view that as real patriotic, or they're answering duty's call, they're going to go
call of duty.
Yeah, they're going to go take a massive shit or something, and we don't, and we're like, man, ISIS fucking sucks, and we need to kill them all. We need to bomb them and turn the Middle East into glass and blah blah blah.
You sound like your dad,
Alex
right now.
Jones.
You sounded like your dad, though.
There's fluoride in the water. We need to make them grow tits. That hurt my voice. Anyways,
we need to make them grow tits.
Yeah, so
that's not what Alex Jones says.
They run slower.
His new thing is he's talking about interdimensional rapists, vampire rapists. They're coming down and they're poisoning our water and they're having sex with our children.
Anyways, the point I was getting all this shit out, just trying to make the point that the same thing that is happening here is the exact same thing that's happening with all these ISIS and Al Qaeda motherfuckers. Is most of them were kids, and some of them weren't even alive when 9/11 happened, and they just know that the imperial nation of America came over and fucking fucked their shit up.
Dude, I never even thought of that. And how crazy if you woke up. Let's say this. Okay, let's say Pearl Harbor was successful or whatever. The Japanese, they've just been continuously bombing the mainland of the U.S. since 1941 or whatever. Well, maybe sooner than that. Let's close the time gap a little bit. And we're sitting here and our friends are getting blown up on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Well, there's literally FOBs, or isn't that what forward FOBs?
FOBs. Yeah.
There's FOBs everywhere.
Forward operating bases.
Yeah. I know what it's called. Anyways.
Well, no, for the listeners.
Right. Okay. Good radio. My bad. Anyways, they're everywhere. There's big military bases everywhere. And these people just come in and like your neighbor, they'll just, he's dead,
Yep.
They've just been here forever. They've been here your whole entire life. Wouldn't at some point you say, fuck these people? Every time they've been here forever and but then also there's also the possibility that they see all this and it becomes normal to the point where how the hell are they going to deal with real life once we leave? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They can't. They don't even know.
Or think about the poor saps that actually helped help us out, like the U.S. In the area with which they live, okay, and they either serve as informants or translators or whatever. Like these are what some of the people are making a big fuss about. The green cards and visas that got stopped and they got stuck in airports and stuff. Some of them were these type of people that were coming from that country. Well, okay. So you're helping this invading force that's in your country, and then they leave, and what you're told are the bad guys come back in, and because you helped them, they freaking butcher you and your family.
Wow.
It's the whole thing, in my opinion, is just totally fucked up. But don't get me wrong. I mean,
this segment ended up being long form, as you can tell.
Yeah.
It's 30 minutes.
Oh, dang.
That's half the show. And now, we're about to go into something else. But anyways, if you want to close, if you want to have a closing thought.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was just going to say, like, having been in the Marines, like, I enjoy being at war.
Killing people.
Yeah,
right. Michael loves to kill babies.
Now,
that's his favorite thing
to
do.
I don't agree with the ethical reasons why we were sent over there. But once you're in a fight, This is going to tie into
sociopaths really like being around death and destruction.
Yeah,
especially
possibly.
when they're the strongest force. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something that they're really into.
Anyways, it was a lot of fun.
It's like your kink, right?
Yeah.
There
I
you
guess.
go. Hey, everybody. Let's make this sweet and simple. If you want to get extra access, extra bonus episodes, extended uncut episodes, if you want to get access to us, you need to go to our Patreon. You need to go to our Patreon because that is where we exist and that is where the paywall is. That's the only paywall that we have. And we have some really good content there. And there's a lot more to come. Believe you me, I have a week off coming up. I'm probably going to record some bonus episodes. So, Michael, what would you tell these listeners right now?
Patreon.com/Liberty Lampoon.
Okay, we're back.
We're back.
So
always back.
We have a guest. We have a very special guest.
Yep,
Somebody that we've had disagreements on in the past.
Yep, I'm really excited to have this person come on the show. This is the first person from the current administration.
Oh yeah,
that we're having on.
Yes, it's
Liberty
incredible.
Lampoon.
No, that's not true. Jeff Sessions, didn't he get confirmed? Or did he not?
Yeah, I guess he did. Okay, well, yeah. I mean...
Well, technically, he's dead in our universe. But
in our
fictional universe.
Yeah.
I need to specify that.
In our dimension, he's no longer with us. But,
I mean, in a real world, he's dead to us. But, I mean, we would never wish harm on him.
In the multiverse, he is no longer with us.
Yeah, right, exactly. The ultimate universe.
Yeah. So anyways,
Jeff Sessions Ultimate no longer exists.
All right, Jeff Sessions, fuck him. Anyways.
Yeah, let's move on to Mattis.
Yeah, so
arguably the more dangerous one.
Yeah. So we are gonna have General Mattis. We messaged him or sent him an email, and
yeah, he just called like a few minutes ago saying that that he was gonna be late because he was getting his suit pressed and his shoes waxed, and we were like, "No, dude, you need to come,
like,
casual,
real chill,"
because we're we aren't like a serious news organization, and we're known as fake news, so it's not like anybody's gonna believe that it was actually him, anyways.
Yeah. And I mean, we don't actually record video; it's just the audio. So like,
yeah, so he could say that's not me.
Aaron right now is in his spandex
tidy whities.
I was gonna say BDSM suit because you kind of have that.
Well, I mean, I use it as a BDSM suit, but it's just tidy whities.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Well, it's weird. It's weird because Aaron just has the hole for his mouth, and so we can. Look who just walked in.
Oh, no way. Hey.
General Mattis, welcome to Liberty Lampoon. Glad you could join us. And please have a seat right there.
Are you sure that this I can let my hair actually down or
yes, sir.
Okay, let me take this off so. Oh, it's me, General Mattis. I'm so happy to be here. Okay, Mattis, you're wearing a wig and makeup. You took off your trench coat, and it's like you just became a completely different person. What happened? Guys, I am so happy to be on Liberty Lampoon. It's so good to be here. I'm so happy that I could be around you, Michael. I've followed your career when you were a Marine. I'm so, on my knees, just super happy about it. It's just like we have such a deep connection on a cosmic level. You know what I mean, Michael?
General,
this is really very interesting.
Yeah, your voice has changed since I last heard you spoke.
The thing about it is that it's like whenever you told me that this was casual, I got so on my knees, begging. Oh, I just can't wait to be around them in that way. You know what I mean, Michael? I'm super excited to be around you and Aaron. And Aaron, oh my God, you look super good today. It's like you have better style than Michael. It's incredible. I can't even believe it. Oh my God. Thank you so much, General Mattis.
I think that's debatable.
No, I don't think it's debatable at all, Michael.
Debatable.
I think that you're being a dick. You're disrespecting General Mattis. Don't you have a lot of respect for him?
I do. General, did you know, actually, I served under you. You were the NATO commander.
Oh, I remember everything about you, Michael. I watched you from a distance, especially when you were in the Philippines. I really liked all the things that you did there.
That was under someone else.
I have like this big telescope, and I can just see everything. Why? Man. That's not that funny, Michael. I do have this big telescope, and now that I am the Secretary of Defense, you have no idea the things that I'm capable of.
General Mattis, I gotta tell you, this is just really trippy.
It's trippy because you're like a completely different person than what we see on TV. This hard-faced lunatic. Now you're wearing like pink and blue eyeshadow. Like, I don't even know what to think about you.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say this, Aaron. Everybody has their moments, okay? Everybody has a different thing that they're into, and I'm not going to let that get in the way of my foreign policy, okay? So let me just tell you, our foreign policy is going to be fabulous, okay? My goal in this administration is to protect the people from foreign threats. Okay, the only foreign threat that you have to worry about, especially you, Michael, the only foreign threat you have to worry about with me is the gobs and gobs of Iranian men that I plow on the reg. You get it? You smell it, Michael? You can smell it all over me.
General Mattis,
this is very interesting, General Mattis.
This is a side that I did not expect.
Look, everyone needs to relax and unwind sometimes. I just have my own way. Everyone knows I'm married to the Marines. Firefights, those aren't the only action that I see, if you know what I mean. I do this thing called below deck docking. Have you ever heard of that, Michael?
No, what is
below deck docking is it's where I put on my uniform and I mush my awards into like a sort of tunnel, and then I use that tunnel as like a sort of like a pocket pussy. It's not, but it's not disrespectful. It's not disrespectful because I earned those medals, and those medals earned my fat loads.
General Mattis.
Wow, General. You must really like all those awards that you wear all the time, every day in public.
I don't know.
Everywhere you go.
So is the, your image in the Marine Corps and of other service members, and just the general mad dog image that has been
that's real. I'm a mad dog when I get into bed with hot Iranian men. I'm a mad power bottom. I've killed men with my power bottom savagery.
No. So, General Mattis, when your famous quotes about killing's a real hoot and how
I kind of want to get into something else on my own. Can I drive this conversation in a direction?
Please, General. Please.
I want to do this. So, have you seen the death and destruction caused by men like Julian Assange?
I can't.
He is a serious guy, and I tried to extract as much information about him and his whereabouts as I could. It was like trying to get into a really popular gay bar, Michael. I push and push and push to try to get in, but sometimes you just have to let the bouncer in. You know what I mean?
General, I might say you're probably a more dangerous individual than
No,
Julian
I'm just
Assange.
a firm believer in
and
mutual climax. That's all.
Oh, well, I guess that that's respectful. I guess
It's pretty selfish, actually.
mutual.
I don't like how you're coming off at me right now. Like, I'm getting this weird vibe because I've been like the biggest fan of yours. Aaron, you not so much. Well, I'm not really part of the Marines or really any sort of like entity like that, but I'm really enjoying this kind of dialogue that you're having right now.
General, when they were debating whether or not to repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell, did you have any say in that, or did they ask your advice at all? Or
Well, I really didn't, and I didn't really know like what I was gonna do if they repealed it. But I also didn't know what I would do if they didn't because I do like to hide in the shadows. I've been into drag for quite some time.
Well, you spent quite a long time in the Marine Corps prior to the.
But it's hard for a strong ass military general to actually get like any real acknowledgement for their accomplishments. Not true with drag shows. I get all sorts of accolades for the things that I do on that stage.
How were you able to keep that under wraps while serving?
Well, it was hard. This one time, an Arab man pulled out a pistol while I was dancing. Little did he know that my cock game is strong, okay? I whipped my dick out, and I repeatedly slapped him in the face with it from a distance. He had no idea what was coming on. I won the drag race, and then they repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I'm the reason. That's right, Michael. I'm the reason. And really, that man who pulled that gun out, I love him now because he is Arab and his name is Habib and we're happy. Okay, Michael.
So,
wow, you have a gay lover named Habib
that you've managed to keep under wraps all this time.
No, we're just friends. Well, you're putting it out there like you're in love with a man named Habib. Is that or are you just like what's going on?
That's the way I was understanding.
I just randomly hit him up sometimes.
Oh,
okay. So it's kind of just like not that big of a deal.
It's just kind of like a casual thing.
Right, I get it. Huh. So, anyways, man, Mattis, this is incredible. It's like a mirror image. It's like we're in a different universe right now.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, almost like this is very Anthony Weiner-esque.
No, what?
General
Don't
Mattis?
even go there with me. I'd string that man up in the streets. Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous. I can't even believe that you said that. Well, this interview might be over if you're not careful, Michael.
Well, Gerald, I didn't mean to offend you, but no, I'm just saying not that you're sending dick pics, to random women or men or anything like that. But it's just this is big news. This is breaking news, and because you've been single for so long and you were essentially married to your career in the Marine Corps.
People just so worried,
Yeah, and I don't know, because having spent time in the Marine Corps, you're really just an idolized icon of the current Marine Corps, and you're just highly respected.
I like to think of myself as kind of like the typical Marine, you know what I mean? Because we're all around men like all the time, and we don't realize that sometimes our best friends become our best lovers, you know what I mean? And that's why, like, how like every time that we go to like certain islands, there's this rule called no women rule, where we like all go down below deck and do some below deck docking, but together, like we grab each other's medals and roll them into balls and then fuck the medals, and like we do that together. You've done it. I have video of you doing it.
I can't say that I have.
Oh, are you not out yet? Is that what's...
I am.
If you're not out, it's cool.
Well,
it's cool.
General,
We'll leave it for another time.
My stack is not as tall as yours.
Well, your dick's not that big either. I mean, it shouldn't be an issue.
Thank you, General. Thank you.
Michael, we don't have to talk about this right now, okay? We'll just get some below deck docking later tonight.
All right. Well, anyway,
I've got some new KY. His and his.
Is that really a thing?
No, but I really am excited for when they come out with that new his and medals, because that is going to work really well for my below deck docking routine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got so many medals. That's why I wear them all the time.
Well, General, I have a question about you now being the Secretary of Defense. What you're saying earlier that we don't have to worry about being attacked here on the home front while you're Secretary of Defense, and what are your plans?
I've got plans
with the department now,
but we need like tangible plans.
Just kind of what you're thinking, where you want to go with.
Okay, let me tell you what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna spread out the troops, like kind of like a blanket, and they'll be the first thing that we need to worry about is Iran. Okay, they're the biggest threat that there is to this, this democracy. Okay, and our interests in the region. Mm-hmm. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spread out like this blanket.
Okay.
Of men, just gobs and gobs and gobs of gay Marine men. Because we're mostly all gay, but we'll all be spread out. Really and then accurate. What we'll do is we'll rush into Iran the second that they pull out that ballistic nuke, which I know that they have because I'm a genius. Don't tell anyone. Anyways, the second they pull out that ballistic nuke, all those men are going to rush in, and we will butt fuck our way all the way to the Iranian capital. And then the second that we get there, we will punish the Ayatollah Khamenei. Isn't that his name?
Yeah, something like that.
That is the basis of my foreign policy. That's the thing that we need to worry about. So it's mainly sexual, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Is that okay? I mean, like, what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea?
Well, everyone may want and need to get checked prior to and after.
Do you think that there's like a better idea? Because I do have one more idea.
No.
Okay, so this administration's foreign policy is going to be a lot like Dick Cheney's idea.
Okay.
We're going to drop as many bombs as possible, indiscriminate of who they land on. We'll take their women and their children, and we'll put them in a centralized sort of hospital, right? Like a Doctors Without Borders hospital. Then we'll blow up that hospital because we cannot let them exist. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They're just bad people.
Yeah.
And then we'll find all of their men and we'll punish them. We'll waterboard them. And then we'll turn them into drag queens like the rest of us Marines, you know what I mean. And we'll call it Project RuPaul Runway Marines. That's what it'll be called.
Huh.
I'm sensing like this weird tension. Are you like
I don't know how to. I have no response to that, General. I
feel like it's the best foreign policy you've probably ever heard of, though, right? It's up there because you understand how us as Marines behave below deck with the docking and whatnot, right?
Not really, General. I think
there's nothing quite like taking an MRE, and just kind of putting your cock into it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
whenever there's not another Marine around, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right?
Well, General,
and that's what I'm basing my foreign policy on. That's where I got the idea. I was alone in my room, and I just had an MRE, and I was like, I'm so lonely. And then I was like, I don't need to be lonely. I can just put it into this MRE.
Well, General, I would be concerned because those MREs, they come in that like tough, like plastic, almost like aluminum foil type packaging.
Well, but this is how you get used to fucking your own metals. You know what I mean?
Huh.
Below deck docking. Get that in your head. The listeners, they should get that in their head too, because it's important. It's going to be fun. Everyone's going to be doing it in a few years whenever they start giving out medals for the least straight of all of us.
Yeah, well, General, I'm recalling a memory from when I was in the Marine Corps.
Oh, boot camp whenever we raped you. Right.
No, well, no. Okay, so you know how you put out a reading list that you thought Marines should read to be like more.
Oh yeah. Okay, what was on that reading list?
Well, just your all the different
Right,
books
50
about.
Shades of Grey was on there.
Well,
One of my favorites.
It actually was.
Of course, the Vampire Diaries. Oh my God.
Well, when
Vampire
I remember
Diaries.
looking at that list and seeing all just the different war books and tactical books and everything, and then at the bottom, I thought someone had added it in as a joke, but 50 Shades of Grey was at the bottom there, and now
That's because 50 Shades of Grey is great. Okay. Go ahead. What
Well,
were you
no,
gonna say?
I was just saying. I thought for the longest time, I just thought it was like a joke and like a misprint. But now seeing you like this, it makes totally perfect sense. And
I have a couple of movies that I would like to recommend to you right now. Number one.
Okay. I don't know.
Number one, Brokeback Mountain, one of my favorites.
Okay.
Saturday Night Fever, that's one of them.
Huh.
And then all of the Richard Simmons catalog, Sweatin' to the Oldies. My God.
Is that how you stayed in shape for so long?
It will do wonders to you.
General?
And if you watch past the credits, there's something special.
Well, General, how did doing the Richard Simmons workouts, did those help improve your physical fitness tests?
Well, they improved
your
my
combat-
sex life a lot.
combat fitness
Believe
test
me.
scores?
I learned what a real man wants. And I seized the day and I took it and I shoved it into my butthole. So.
General.
Below deck docking 2.0, right?
No.
Okay, I'm going to have to get out of here, guys.
Yeah, General.
So, hey, General Mattis, it's been great having you on. I can't say that I'm not completely appalled.
Yeah, it's just...
Well, look, it's just, guys, different strokes for different folks, right?
Well, we're glad that you could be yourself with us, General.
It is definitely good that you can be yourself.
We want
More
to get
power
into
to you.
Yeah, we want to get into
We would
more
really like it for
questions,
you
but-
to maybe lay off murdering people in foreign countries if you could do that.
Yeah, that would. I think I would have to
I
agree
might
with
be
that.
able to not do that because this is Trump's America now, and we're going to kill all of those sand.
Whoa.
Okay, get out of here,
Yeah,
General Mattis.
General.
You can't say that. Wow. That went off the deep end really quickly there at the end. I can't believe he said that word. I'm probably gonna have to beep that out, don't you think?
I think maybe so. That was not what I was expecting of General Mattis. I was, wow.
I have to say it's kind of like almost exactly what I was expecting of General Mattis. I know a few Marines.
Interesting. Well, I mean, yeah. When people ask me what it was like to be in the Marines,
You just use the word below deck docking.
no, I would tell them. Okay, just imagine the gayest group of straight guys, and that's pretty close.
Right. Except
And-
you screw each other, right?
Well, no.
No? Really?
Yeah. I
So where was General Mattis getting all that stuff? Is he just like
he's an officer, so that's probably what.
it's probably different. Like
Yeah.
Skull and Bones style, like George Bush stuff, right?
HW.
Or both of them.
I guess I don't know.
Because I watched this documentary and they like both go to like Omaha, Nebraska or something and bang children and men and stuff like that.
That's weird. But
wearing weird masks. So
well, I don't know, but yeah, that was. I guess that confirms it.
yeah.
Marine officers are gay.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
Not that there's anything wrong with that now. We don't have any problem with it.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do. We're not
Yeah.
going to tell you what to not do or
it makes
do and
it makes
do.
sense though now that General Mattis is as gay as he is, because he's kind of like the leader. He's just like
He's the king of the gays.
yeah, in
right?
the Marine Corps, anyways.
Well, maybe if you think about it, because he's the most powerful one, and I think I heard him say something about being the most powerful power bottom ever.
Yeah,
even over
he said
Aleister
something like that.
Crowley, I guess. But it's just incredible, like that. He might be king of the gays.
I mean,
I feel like AIDS would just bounce off of him.
If someone told him that they thought he wasn't the king, he probably could kill them, because he's got knife hands.
Yeah,
and,
he would rip his throat.
Yeah, and
this is the thing. Being a libertarian, it's like we can't support the position that he's in. But, you know, in a state of society, he's probably good for the job. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
we're still going to say it should be abolished. But
yeah. But, I mean, if the position's there, I guess, fill it with a professional.
Yeah. Professional gay dude.
Yeah.
We learned something today,
and
guys.
people are saying Trump's against the LGBTQ community.
No. I'm surprised that we didn't get any info on that.
Yeah.
Because I wondered how he got the position so quickly. You know what I mean?
Trump Jr., maybe?
Yeah. Sucking dick. Below deck docking.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Hey guys, if you're listening to this, you know, we got feelings for you, right?
Feels.
Feels. We got good deep feels.
In the
deep
pants.
feels. Deep in there.
Yeah.
It's in there.
Yeah. Like deep in the prostate.
Like we gotta milk it, you know?
Yeah.
Remember I told you.
Yeah.
We're getting up to that age, you know? Like, wait, you're 30, you know? Right?
Like, no, I'm not 30, but you know, like steel butterflies.
Well, I mean, you look 30, at least.
in your testicles. Like,
right. We're gonna go up in there, and you know, like, that's what it feels like. It feels like there's like a butterfly in there, and it's just like kind of like hugging my prostate. Just kind of like
wrapped metal cocoon around.
It's kind of like pulsating, like
giving you those feels.
120 beats per minute. Maybe slowing down to halftime, 60 beats per minute. You know? And then like I start hearing this like left, left, right, left. And I realized, oh fuck, I'm getting screwed by General Mattis. Oh god.
A left foot. A kill foot.
No, guys, seriously,
A
happy
left foot.
Valentine's Day. That's all
A
we have to
drill
say.
foot.
Hey, by the way,
Happy Valentine's Day.
we're going to end this a little bit of a different way, give you guys a love song going out.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for
listening to us
Yeah.
and subscribing to the podcast, which if you haven't done, go do.
Yeah.
And we love you for checking out all of our socials, Facebook,
Yeah.
Twitter, all that shit. Hit us up, send us love notes, send us hate notes, anything, and
Yeah.
let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Any topics or any
Become a
bitches,
patron.
moans, complaints. If
Yeah.
you love us, if you really love us, yeah, you can become a patron.
Yeah.
Check us out at patreon.com
Yeah.
/Liberty Lampoon.
Or just go to libertylampoon.com.
Yeah, and
you
all
haters.
all the broadcasting platforms, we love you too. All their staffs and crew and all those liberty-minded, loving folks, we love you.
You're doing good work.
You make
good work.
You make our prostates thump.
Yeah. You make it pulsate.
Hearts. Psh, hearts are nothing.
Yeah.
Everyone has a heart. Only half the population has a prostate. So that's even more special.
And a lot of those prostates need to be removed.
And
right?
don't work, and need Viagra.
I was talking
and-
about transgenderism. I'm sorry. Anyways,
Oh.
thank you guys. See you next
Thank
week.
you so much.
Don't tread on me. Or
Don't-
wait, don't tug on me, right?
Don't tug on me.
Don't grab my prostate from the inside.
Happy Valentine's.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day.